Today I'm going to be talking about something which is as important as the beginning, the ending. So first I'm going to show you the original ending and sort of talk through it and tell you what I do and don't like about it, and then I'm going to say more about that and then show you my version. So I'm going to start off at the scene where Padme gets to the hangar. So as you know, I slightly reordered this already, but since then I've reordered it again. So we see Dooku leaving in his ship. Cuts back to them. In comes Padme. And end of scene. Now we see Dooku heading to Coruscant to go meet with his master, Darth Sidious. Now of course in my version, he's not connected to Darth Sidious in any way, so this sequence is all kind of a bit lost. Like, it's a really nice sequence, and I really like how the speed of this scene is just much slower than everything that comes before it. But it's just not usable.
The Force is with us, Master Sidious.
Welcome home, Lord Tyrannus. You have done well.
I have good news for you, my lord. The war has begun.
Excellent. Everything is going as planned.
And then we cut back to the Jedi.
Do you believe what Count Dooku said about Sidious controlling the Senate? It doesn't feel right.
Join the dark side, Dooku has.
There's a direct reference to Dooku being a Sith, so that's one of the things that has to go.
Lies, deceit, creating mistrust are his ways now.
Nevertheless, I feel we should keep a closer eye on the Senate.
I agree.
Where is your apprentice?
On his way to Naboo, escorting Senator Amidala home. I have to admit that without the clones, it would not have been a victory.
Victory? Victory, you say? Master Obi-Wan, not victory. The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun. The Clone War has.
No. Personally, I'm not too keen on the Clone War line. It feels very fan-servicey. Did he just come up with the name Clone War right there? Like, did he just think, what should this war be called? I know, the Clone War. That's a good name. It just doesn't feel like something that Yoda could really know. It feels like I'm nitpicking here, but I don't particularly like it.
The Clone War has.
So, when I was watching this, my friends said when they first saw it, they thought, wow, what a great ending, except It's not the end. It keeps going. And at this point, I don't like this scene at all. I'm sorry, I hate it. It's just so long. Oh my goodness, it is so long. And they kiss so many times. Oh my goodness. We get it, they're kissing, we get it. And it's over, it's over. I'm sure when George Lucas wrote that, he was thinking it was this great note to end on and it is a happy note. But in reality, it's just a bit slow. It's a slow ending, and it's such an important scene to happen right at the end. We really need to know and care about their marriage, and it's just right at the end. It feels like an epilogue. It feels like the film ends with this shot of Darth Sidious, and then this is like some kind of epilogue. Like the scenes beforehand, they're all building up to like the war beginning, and then we have Yoda saying the Clone War has begun, and then we see the clones like preparing for battle, and then it ends, and then there's this. I don't understand why it was written to be in this order. And I'm not going to cut it out because it is such a really important scene. So, without further ado, let's see what I've done.
Pull up 1 feet.
Do you believe what Count Dooku said about Sidious controlling the Senate? It doesn't feel right.
Lies, deceit. Creating mistrust are his ways now.
Nevertheless, I feel we should keep a closer eye on the Senate.
I agree.
Where is your apprentice?
On his way to Naboo, escorting Senator Amidala home.
Now, with that, it feels much more part of the actual ending rather than being after the ending. Now, I put the same piano music earlier on in the film, and the reason that I didn't respond much to the suggestions about that is because I felt like you needed to see this scene first. Because what I'm trying to do to tie these scenes together where Padme and Anakin get married to this very, very different scene where they're preparing to go to battle is by it foreshadowing Anakin's future. Obi-Wan talks about Anakin, and then we see Anakin. So we have a strong connection between the scenes, so it feels very natural to go from that scene to this. Now, I've cut this scene to the beat, so I cut on the important notes of the song. The reason for doing this is it gives it a very formal feel, like everything's going to plan. Now, the only time I don't do that is around here. Now, normally that would be a place where I cut. The reason for not doing it here is partly due to the restrictions of what footage I can and can't use, and also it's the last note before they kiss, to suggest there's some slight hesitation. You're getting married for the first time and it's your first post-marriage kiss, there's always going to be some slight hesitation, so I kind of wanted to suggest they should have kissed when that note comes in, but there's some hesitation and they don't. And then we have this quite dramatic shift from them to the next scene. Now, the reason that I really wanted to use Imperial March over this is because it's one of the few connecting factors between these two scenes. And the message that I'm trying to create ever so subtly is that we have the same sad music in the beginning as we do when Anakin's mother dies. And then after they get married, it changes and feels happier, to suggest that Anakin is becoming a happier person with Padme. And then we hear Imperial March in all of its glory when we see the clone troopers and when we see the Emperor, to suggest that this is how Anakin becomes Darth Vader. Because I'm not going to try and escape that. We all know that Anakin's going to become Darth Vader from watching the original trilogy. I'm not trying to sort of make that more mysterious. In most ways, I'm trying to make it less mysterious. Instead of asking if, I'm asking when. When is it going to happen? Is it going to happen in this film? Is it going to happen in the next one? Is it going to happen after the next one? We don't even get to see the transformation. Who knows? That's what I'm trying to do in this edit as well. Making it not if he's going to change to Darth Vader, but when he's going to change to Darth Vader. On a side note, I had to completely redesign the sound for this when I replaced the audio. So all of the sound design is all completely done by me, and I'm really happy with the results, so yay. Hello everyone. My uploading schedule's all over the place, so if you want to keep up to date with my videos, I highly recommend you press the notification bell. As always, thank you so much for your feedback, and be sure to tell me what you think about this video. If you like my content, please subscribe. The Jedi Apprentice editing videos will continue until late December, and then after that I'm going to start re-editing other films popular in nerd culture. I also do video essays.